So how's it going, my comic shit army? We're here today with Andeh Pinkard, the creator of Mega Maiden. How you doing?
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, man. When did your comic come out?
I just barely went into print this last month, but I've been doing it online since about 2013.
So you've been doing it as a webcomic?
Yeah.
So how does webcomics work? Do you release a page or is it an issue?
I usually do 3 pages a week.
Okay.
So like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have my usual update.
And it's a page a week, 3 pages a week?
Yeah, that's how I usually do.
Wow. How big are the issues?
Well, when I first started, there were different page numbers. Originally, there were like 24 to 36, and then as I started thinking more storyline wise, putting together like the volumes, I started doing it for like 15 to 24 pages per chapter instead of issues.
Okay. Where do you upload your online comic?
To megamaiden.com.
Nice. So are you going to turn the online comic into physical media?
Yeah, that's what I started doing now. I published my first batch of books. I've been selling them through the website. And I'm going to push forward, keep doing the rest. I have 7 seasons or volumes collected already. I just need to put them out.
Do you kickstart them?
Well, that's kind of what started me publishing to begin with. I had started to do a Kickstarter, and it failed. But so I decided, I'm going to take things into my own hands and start from there.
So you printed the first one. Are you going to take the money from one, do 2, and keep rolling it over?
Just keep doing it, pushing it that way.
Yeah. Where can people find you?
Okay, so on Instagram, it's Andeh Draws. So it's ANDEHDRAWZ on Instagram. And on Facebook, search out Mega Maiden. That's pretty much where I post everything. So.
All right. Are you open for commissions?
Occasionally I do open up for commissions. I mean, it's pretty much on an ask kind of thing.
Okay. And if anybody wants you, what would be the best way to get a hold of you? Through?
Probably through Instagram, probably would be the best way to get a hold of me.
All right. So, what's the elevator pitch for the comic?
All right. So, the elevator pitch is these 2 best friends. They're just these 2 punk girls who meet online. And start punching these people in the faces. And that's pretty much what got them going. They moved to a city called The City. And they just start to try to build their rep. And unfortunately, they're not that great. And everybody's a jerk.
I like it. So you said the city name is called The City?
Yes, that was kind of my homage to The Tick. Because on the show, The City was called The City.
I like it. I like it. Where did you get inspiration to make this book?
So when I made this, I was actually working on a completely different type of comic originally. I was working on a more manga-based webcomic, and I had just got back into reading regular comics with I think that was around the time of the new age of 52 for DC.
Yeah.
And I got in there through Green Lantern and Stargirl. And those were the 2 things that started me on this path, but I get inspiration from a lot of things that I used to read, like in the 90s, like a lot of Gen 13 influenced me. A lot of Adam Warren influenced me. And I just kind of got all these things that I really, really loved and just kind of mashed them together.
So is this your first comic book ever?
No. I first started making comics in 2004, and the comic was called Shonen Punk, and that was a harem anime action comic. So it was definitely very different, and I did that one for many years, up until about really off and on. But I focused more on Mega Maiden after a while once I kind of wrote the other one out.
So do you upload one book at a time, or do you upload?
I used to work on like 10 comics at a time.
Wow.
And I slowly but surely started ending them or stopping them. Some of them just didn't work out. And I just pushed on from there, you know. I really, as I got older, I kind of had to downsize it because I thought it got a little harder.
Yeah. Do you go to cons and stuff?
I've only ever gone as like regular person. I mean, this coming year, I plan to start trying to table. So let's see. Hopefully that works out.
Okay. You're not in comic shops yet, are you?
No. I just moved to the area I'm in, and I really haven't got to find a comic shop. So I'm gonna reach out and see what's up with that.
What state are you in?
I'm in California.
California. How's the indie comics out there?
Honestly, I have no idea. But I've gone like maybe one comic shop in Orange, like over here in California, and they mostly focus on the older comics. So I really didn't see much. They had much for indie out there. So I got to search up around for a good shop.
Okay. Are you towards the top, middle, or the bottom of California?
I'm in Southern California, over here by Disneyland.
Okay. Nice. Let's see. What advice would you give people that want to make their own comic?
Ooh. Oh. First of all, don't ever quit. Don't sit there and start getting imposter syndrome on yourself. And I wouldn't really worry too much about, oh, am I just going to be a copy of this or that? Because at the end of the day, you know, it's kind of like songs. There's only 12 notes, so what can we really do? We do our best that we can do.
Right. How many issues do you have planned?
Well, I don't really have an ending in sight. I've always looked at like ongoing, but right now I'm up to, we just started the 30th chapter, and that's in the 7th season, so, or volume.
How many?
So my seasons are volume, and each one has about 5
Okay.
chapters. So that's about usually around 5 months of work each, because I pretty much put a chapter out almost every month.
Do you have this all like? Do you have like a guideline of what the direction?
I write them down on the paper. Like I break down each like season or each story arc. I break it all down. And then
Hold on, I lost you.
oh sorry. I said that I write it down on these little a little notebook I have, each story arc, and then I'll do a real quick rough of each individual chapter, and then when I get a chance, I sit down and script them out. And dialogue is usually loose, you know, because I might change my idea of how I want things to be done. But overall, the story arc is pretty much I know where I'm going.
Is it an all ages book?
I would like to think of it more of like a maybe older teen book
Okay.
because it's probably like a kid can read, but there's nothing like it's not mature or anything like that.
How do you, without getting into the numbers, how do you monetize a webcomic?
Well, I run ads on a webcomic, and they don't really cover everything like they used to. I mean, there was a time when it did. Now I just kind of I mostly do out of pocket for it because it's not that much to run a website these days. I mean, you can get hosting pretty cheap. So I just save up all the ads that I get throughout the year instead every year because I mean that does add up after a while.
Oh, I can imagine. So with ad revenue, do they pay you monthly or is it every couple of months?
It's pretty much I just let it sit there until it accumulates enough where it's worth it for me to transfer it because you know how I transfer through PayPal.
Okay.
So you know those charges, and I have a business account. There you go.
Yeah. PayPal's weird sometimes.
Yeah.
So on your website, do you have like a click through link if people want to buy?
Yes, it's right at the top. It's shop, and can't miss it.
Okay. And you said your first Kickstarter failed?
Yeah. I got about halfway because originally I was going to do an omnibus of the first two volumes together because I took a real big gap working in comics for a few years because I was doing personal stuff. And I thought that was kind of like my year one, where I was pretty much building this world. And so I thought, you know what, let's try it. I never did a Kickstarter before. Backed a few here and there, but it was a learning experience. I think if I would have just gone for a singular volume like they're doing now, I probably definitely would have done it because I've already sold that. You know, I've done that, so it probably would have worked out. Now I know.
Are you running? Yeah, right. Are you running a Kickstarter now as we're talking?
No, but I'm going to probably set up for doing season 2 on there. Since I barely started selling season 1 book, I want to give it some time. I don't want to kind of, you know,
smother
too much out at once.
Right. Yeah, there's no risk in the Kickstarter, right? Like everything is all ready to go. All you need is the money to fund the thing.
Yeah. So if it doesn't succeed, you don't have to pay a dime. So
right,
and that was great. But you just gotta, you know, really get out there.
Oh, dead or alive? Who would you like to make a comic book with?
Oh boy, I would love to have like something written by Adam Warren where I could get to draw it, or vice versa, because well, he's like one of my hugest things.
Would you create something new, or would you start over, like, or expand on something that's already done?
I would be willing to do something new or expand and either of us done, because I mean that would just be like my teenage dream come true right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do you draw digitally or traditional?
Yes. When I started, I didn't, but I had transitioned over the years. But yeah, I draw digitally. I used to draw on like Dewey on tablet, but now I switched over to a little one day I could just hold because I like to be on the move a lot. So I just have it. I got Picasso. I think a 10-band Picasso.
That's like a laptop that the screen detaches, right?
No, this is actually just like an Android tablet, and it comes with a pen. It has like pressure sensitivity. It's pretty good, actually. I mean,
sweet. I was watching a video of McFarlane the other day, and he had it looked like a laptop, but where the screen detached, and he was drawing like a spawn.
yeah. So it's like a screen that you plug in, and it works like a side screen, but you could draw on it, and it could tell the pressure. So like if you're drawing harder, lines come out thicker, stuff like that. Kind of like working with real stuff. But there's definitely a learning curve. So if you're going to jump into that, beware. There's a learning curve.
Don't you gotta wear like a felt glove or something?
Yeah, there's like a little glove that it comes with. It kind of feels like kind of silky. But the one I came with, it was not good enough. So I had to go to Amazon, buy one that had extra padding right here, because at least mine, it doesn't have palm rejection technology, but there are some that do. Like I had one before where I didn't need to do that, but it kind of crapped out on me.
Right, and I mean, I think that's part of drawing is like resting your hand on,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, yeah, I've seen some people who are able to draw without that. Like, I can't think of their names off the top of my head, but I see them sometimes on Instagram and other places. They kind of just hover the pencil over it, and I'm just kind of like, how do you do that?
Okay. I guess, is there anything you want to say before we go?
I guess, check out the comic, and I think it focuses a lot on humor, and if you like humor, you can't go wrong.
Alright.
What? You mean you haven't subscribed to Comicchatauthority? Oh, come on, subscribe already. What are you waiting for? It's no big deal. Man, don't forget to tell him to hit that like button. Yeah, that too. Just subscribe.